missions of the Inspector General of Police is to build strong synergy between the Sierra Leone Police and government ministries, departments, and agencies. He also has to ensure that there is a strong bond between the organization, civil society, and the business community. This is predicated on the inextricable nature of security and development. There is no denying the fact that a country which enjoys peace and security attracts development at a faster rate than a country embroiled in perpetual strife, disturbances, and increased criminality.
Constitutionally and by statute, the Sierra Leone Police is charged with the responsibility to maintain peace and order in our society. The demanding nature of this job requires a steady hand. Impliedly, it makes the Inspector General of Police the chief law enforcement officer of the state.
By divine providence, the current Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ambrose Michael Silvola, fits into that characterization, as he is a man who prioritizes the security of the entire country at all times.
This explains the reason why he adopted a management style that pays credence to teamwork and effective consultation both within and without.
He is known to be a welfare seeker of personnel and one who values results over relationship, quality over quantity, and competence over mediocrity.
So, but there is no welfare problem. I not see the rise in the camp. I not see the salary in the camp. So since there is no welfare problem, I'm much happy.
Available records show that since his ascendancy to the office of Inspector General of Police in March 2020, he has built and strengthened strong ties with many institutions and organizations by formalizing and concretizing relationship and partnership with them through the signing of Memorandum of Understanding. Among the many institutions and organizations he has signed Memoranda of Understanding with include the Environment Protection Agency, Sierra Leone Maritime Administration, Ministry of Tertiary and Higher Education, and many more.
As recent as 5th November 2020, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ambrose Michael Silvola, on behalf of the Sierra Leone Police, signed an MOU with Sierra Rutile Limited, commonly called Sierra Rutile. Key among the objectives for which the Sierra Rutile SLP MOU was signed is to provide the company with adequate security for their facilities and to mitigate the incessant fear of theft hampering their operations in the country. During the signing ceremony, the IGP reiterated the need to meet with the key stakeholders at Rutile so as to use the occasion to educate them about the MOU and the implementation process.
I said we have to call a big community meeting. You have to invite the resident minister to that meeting, the paramount chiefs within the concession into that meeting, the chairman, so that you let them to understand, you let them to know. That means all what you are doing as your corporate social responsibility to those communities. Yes, still, people are then on destroying the community.
It was against that backdrop that the IGP on Thursday, 26 November 2020, embarked on the long and tortuous journey to Rutile. He was accompanied by the Director of Crime Services, AIG Mohammed Bremajar, ASP Joan Bull, and the media team of the Sierra Leone Police.
At Rutile Police Division, where a parade was held in his honor, he was regimentally received by the local unit commanders of both and Rutile Police Divisions. After the formalities, he addressed personnel, touching on their welfare and the need for effective service delivery.
Declaring the purpose of the meeting, ASP Joambo reiterated that the meeting came against the backdrop of a decision reached during the signing of the MOU to meet with key stakeholders in Rutile. AIG Mohammed Bremajar, who spoke on the implementation of the MOU, recalled his fact-finding mission to Rutile with a view to identifying areas of concern. He noted that his findings, which included sustained fuel theft and breakages into Sierra Rutal's facilities, necessitated the drawing up of an MOU so as to mitigate the problem, adding that the SLP will deploy fully to enforce the MOU. He warned that whoever would be arrested without fear or favor will be charged to court, further acknowledging that fuel theft at Sierra Rutal was an age-old problem. He called on staff and community members to desist forthwith or risk being arrested and prosecuted.
Mr. Sohola prefaced his speech by dilating on people-centered policing, which he said was a way of taking policing to the people for effective results. He said that the stakeholders meeting was held to educate the people about the MOU and the steps the police are taking to mitigate the perennial problem of fuel theft and breakages at Sierra Rutal Limited, and that if the subsisting situation was left unchecked, it will lead to redundancy of staff, as the company will continue to run at a loss. Unpacking the provisions of the MOU, Mr. Sohola said that a senior police officer will be in charge of the deployment, while Sierra Rutal will provide vehicle and other logistics for effective mobility. He revealed that future arrested persons will be investigated speedily and charged to be tried in Freetown. He urged the Sierra Rutal Limited to live up to their corporate social responsibility in the country.
On a final note, he called on stakeholders, especially chiefs, to ensure that the royalties they receive on behalf of the people are judiciously utilized. Chief Usman Bangali, who represented the paramount chief of Imperi Chiefdom, acknowledged that fuel theft was and still rampant at Sierra Rutal Limited, that it was worrisome given the fact that security personnel of the company were complicit. He commended the signing of the MOU between the police and the Sierra Rutal and expressed the hope that it would help address the problems of theft and breakages. He lent credence to the fact that where there is no security, there would not be development.
The management of the Sierra Rutal Limited thanks the IGP and the Sierra Leone Police for providing security for the company, noting that the MOU marks the formalization of partnership between the company and the police. It also represents strengthening of Sierra Rutal Limited's security, protection of the company's property, and protection of people's jobs.
On another development, the Inspector General of Police witnessed the Kabbalah Division Law Enforcement Award ceremony held on Saturday, 28 November 2020 at the Kabbalah Division Barracks Field. This ceremony attracted influential community stakeholders, including ministers of government and paramount chiefs. Delivering the keynote address, the Inspector General acknowledged the importance of community policing, which he said was and still supported in Sierra Leone through the Local Policing Partnership Board scheme. He noted that his SLP had metamorphosed over the years from practicing traditional policing to modern-day community policing. This approach, he said, came into being during the restructuring of the police with the introduction of local needs policing, a variant of community policing. He described the local needs policing as a people-centered policing that seeks to meet the needs and expectations of the local communities in terms of how they want the police to police them.
Given his background and experience in policing, the IGP said that he prioritizes the welfare and motivation of personnel for effective service delivery. Whilst commending the remarkable work of the local unit commander, CSP Esther Kento Dukure and team, he urged other local unit commanders to emulate a fine example. He encouraged awardees to continue to put in their best and to treat their work with seriousness. He also assured the paramount chiefs and the people of Kwanadugu and Falaba districts of his unflinching support to their security needs.
Earlier, the Northeast Regional Commander AIG Sayumba Senesi and the local unit commander Kabbalah Division welcomed the IGP and team to the awards ceremony. Climaxing the ceremony was live musical performances followed by the distribution of awards and certificates to personnel, including paramount chiefs and the Northeast Regional Commander.
The IGP's task never ended after the Kabbalah Awards night. On the 29th November 2020, en route to Freetown after his 4-day tour, he made stops at Northeast Regional Headquarters Makeni, Lumsar Police Division, Masiaka Police Division, Mile 38 Checkpoint, and Waterloo Police Division. At each stop, he addressed personnel on effective service delivery and the need to maintain the highest level of discipline and professionalism. He reminded personnel of the approaching festive season, its associated security challenges, and encouraged all and sundry to brace up for it.
Lumsar, Mashaka, 38, I've been talk to. Because now the festive season don't come, a lot of TV, una get beach na ya, una get Bure Beach, una get beach and so forth. Wataloya don't come. I challenge you this. Because a lot of things they happen na Wataloya. Everybody say Badabla and Sama, then we will solve the problem. So therefore, if we they let them down on our business, if they promote, then better promotion will be. So if they don't get, the two people do not get promotion, meaning they don't renege or what they do. So if they are not promoted, now upward mobility, where they push and if they go before, who's they come on and they use the car. But if you drive, where they come, if you for them, now you force it for them power. So meaning the development of the division in terms of inspiration, promotion and so forth, depending on your cooperation with the local unit commander, for him to be efficient and effective.